If you have an e-commerce business, or really any business, it's very important not to touch credit card data. You can do it, and it is possible to deal with, but it's better to just get it out of your life. Stay tuned, I'm going to explain in 1 second exactly how to do that. So in an e-commerce situation, your website is obviously, your customer at some point is going to need to type in their credit card number in order to complete the transaction. But what you may not be aware is with modern coding and programming techniques, it's possible to make it so that the credit card number never physically touches your server. In fact, you have to make it so you never touch the credit card number, not even for 1 second. Now, this all comes back to PCI compliance, and we have other content on our channel and on the merchantaccounts.ca website about PCI compliance. But the short version is if you're a human being on planet Earth and you accept credit cards, you must be PCI compliant. And PCI compliance consists of 2 components: a self-assessment questionnaire, a security questionnaire that the business has to complete about your security policies, and a scan, which is basically, it's a friendly hack of your web server by a Visa or MasterCard approved scanning vendor, where they try to find any exploits, and if they find them, they tell you so that you can fix them. Now, what you want to do in this situation is avoid as much of that work as possible and eliminate the liability of having card data. So back in the day, for example, you used to be able to set up your and you still can, set it up so that during the checkout process, customer adds to cart, they type in their billing address and their shipping address, but they haven't typed in any credit card data yet. And then there's a continue button, and the user presses continue and they go off-site. They are redirected from your website to the payment processor's website. A great example of this would be the classic from years ago, PayPal checkout, where the customer would redirect onto PayPal. Now, because it was PayPal that collected the data, this fell under PayPal's PCI. And the same concept applies today. And that same checkout process is actually really good because you get away from the card data. And it's possible to do that. And it's possible in a lot of times to customize it. So although the domain name changes in the address bar of the web browser, the customer can't really tell that they've left your website because you can customize the look and feel of the landing page. However, with modern coding practices that I can't really explain in too much detail because I'm not a programmer anymore, but it is possible to do things like inline elements where that element comes from a third-party website. You don't even control it. The information doesn't ever actually touch your website. So it totally looks like they're on your website, but the customer's really not. And I don't intend for this to be a technical video. So instead, what I'm encouraging to administrators and business owners here is to, when you're talking to your developers, give them an instruction that basically says, when we do our e-commerce checkout flow, I don't want to touch card data. I don't want us to touch card data. I want us to rely on our service providers to make sure that we qualify for SAQA, Self-Assessment Questionnaire A for PCI, or SAQA-EP. Also another simplified version of the questionnaire, and I don't want to be confusing or speaking in Greek crazy acronyms here. What that means is that when you do that your self-assessment questionnaire for your PCI compliance, you get to do the far easier version of the questionnaire where you're not touching the cardholder data at all. You're relying on your service partner to do it. It helps reduce your liability because there's no card numbers kicking around. Your life is much easier, and you can get on to more important things like improving your sales funnel and stuff like that. So this was just a high-level concept video, really a best practice video. If you're a smaller mid-sized merchant, it is best to push card data out of your system. If you're a larger merchant or a technically sophisticated merchant, there's nothing wrong with storing card data and touching card data as long as you do it to the PCI standard. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about this, reach out to us at merchantaccounts.ca. If you have any comments or questions that you'd like me to address more about PCI, leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Bye now.